So next up, we're going to be doing our technique portion of the intro program here. So the most instances that you may find yourself having to use some sort of self-defense techniques or martial arts is going to start from your feet. So you guys will find as you make your way out of the fundamentals class, you'll see a little bit more takedowns, but understanding how to get your opponent from their feet onto the floor is probably one of the most important things in jiu-jitsu, simply because most of the art and self-defense techniques take place on the ground. So if you can't effectively get your opponent onto the floor, then a majority of the work and things that you're learning would kind of be useless, right? So to demonstrate some basic principles and techniques, I have my friend and fellow instructor here at 10th Planet Long Island, Dylan. He's in charge of the kids program here. So those of you that are training as a family, Dylan will be a face that you'll see often. So the first thing we're gonna do is talk about a punch, because we can't expect all of our opponents to know jiu-jitsu and expect that they're just gonna do a jiu-jitsu match with you. So most people are righties, and most people don't know how to throw a correct punch. So we're gonna imagine as if I found myself in this conflict to where my opponent tries to punch me in the face. And one of the most important things to do is to step in and close space between you and your opponent, right? And my arm is just simply brushing my lack of hair backwards and pointing my elbow almost at a 45-degree angle upwards, so I can protect vital parts of my jaw and my temple with the meat of my arm, not something like a karate block. Not that it doesn't work, but may just not be as effective. So we're gonna hide and brush our hair back and close that space as my opponent goes to hit us, okay? Now the first thing we're gonna look to do is get a hold of them. So I'm gonna swim my arms around their waist, and I'm gonna get a hold of a nice strong body lock. And notice, my head isn't down by my friend's belly. This is not a good place for us to be. We're gonna keep our head in their chest and our forehead underneath their chin, right? And a nice, easy way to get my opponent to the floor is to give them a good squeeze, use my leg to wrap their leg, and I'm simply just gonna lay my weight to the floor or let my opponent carry me. So I hook, and I'm just gonna slide them down to the ground, okay? Notice I wind up in between my friend's legs, so we'll move our leg so they don't trap it, and we'll come to their backside, okay? So this is a nice basic technique that you can practice maybe with a loved one at home, as long as there's some clear space, but we'll demonstrate that a few times for you. So again, we're looking to step in on the same side that my opponent throws the punch. I'm brushing my hair back, connecting to their waist with my forehead under their jaw, giving them a good squeeze. I'm never lacing my fingers together, but making little mittens and interlocking my hands. Now, I use that leg to wrap from behind their leg. So we're not coming from the front, but we're coming from the back. And now all I do is, without putting this foot on the floor, I lean my weight forward, I drop my opponent to the ground, and we make our way behind them as I keep my hands locked together, okay? So that single leg takedown or outside trip off of that body lock is a nice, fun, and safer way to practice getting your opponent to the floor.